Hello, this is Andrea with the Boys of Black Mountain, and this is Xander. And I had to break the game schooling into 2 videos. So what I did was I'm going to talk now about all of our gamer games and specifically how I link them in with our geography or around the world study. And then at the end, I will do the section where I talk about general geography games as well. So what were y'all's favorite games so far that we played?
Oh, I like
They're looking at our board games.
I like Wingspan.
Wingspan is my favorite too. What about you, Xander?
I like Azul.
He likes Azul. Okay, bye. Here is just a overview of our gamer games and party games. So those are 2-player, 3-player, 4-player, 5-player. There's Wingspan, my favorite. I'll get talked about that later. 6-player and then 7-player up over here. So we have Yahtzee, we have Monopoly, Montenegrin Monopoly, but mostly we have more gamer type games, and I'll talk about which ones we use for geography now. All right, so about our games. I went through kids games, kids individual games, and party games, and now I was going to talk about specifically the gamer games that we do for geography. We're doing biomes and mammals this year, and there is no better game to own than Fauna. Fauna is actually a gamer game, but it is so educational that it is on the line. In fact, I was surprised that it was so educational because it talks about tail length and where they live. It has a massive map that's divided. I'm not going to get it out. There's going to be reviews for this if you want to look for it more in depth. If you do, I'm not here to really review these games. I'm more to give you like an overview of how we game school. But it even puts them into, so it's not just, it's actually a physical map that talks about deserts and the Atlas Mountains and everything. And so you will have a card like this and you'll have to guess, everyone guesses where this little guy is from. So perfect for biomes and zoology. Or mammals is what we're doing. Just a great game for that. Just really pretty, well done. We bought it used online. So that's our general game. So first for Australia and Oceana, we have a few games. Dingo's Dreams. I hope that I can put the picture of it here because it's up there. But Dingo's Dreams is just it's kind of like you're trying to make, it's kind of like bingo, but the element is it's always moving. I really like it. It's really simple. It takes 15 minutes, but I actually was surprised by how much I liked it because it's a very simple concept. And it has dingoes in it, so it's Australia. It has platypuses, and it has all these cute little Australian animals. So that was our Australia game. We actually bought it because of our Australia study. Celestia is like a fantasy sea game, and it's like a try your luck game where you're trying to get farther and farther on a boat. And then we also have a game called Giants that is just cool. That's really cool. It's a little bit more involved, but it's like Easter Island, and you set it all up, and it's gorgeous. I obviously tend towards the prettier games. So for the Middle East, we have Camel Up, which is one of my top 10 favorite games of all time. You can do, I think, up to 8 players or more. It's just a really fun, you're racing camels, but the camels stack on top of each other, and it's just a wonderful game. Azul, also for the Middle East, even though it's, I think, technically Portugal, it's a very Arab-looking game, so it has like tiles, really beautiful tiles. For Egypt, we have Pyramids. Ramses Pyramid is a Lego game that it's like combines Legos and board games, so that's a lot of fun. For Africa, we have one game, and we bought it for Africa because we have no Africa games besides Egypt, and it's called Roar, and it's about like war. You're basically warring lions like on Africa. Beautiful board, love it. Actually haven't played yet, so the kids liked it. They played it with Jesse, and I haven't played it yet. For Europe, for the UK, I have Cottage Garden, which is another one of my favorite games. You're basically designing your own garden. It's gorgeous. I keep saying that because it really is pretty. Like, all these games are so pretty. Photosynthesis is another beautiful game. I'm doing that because we're doing the forest biome, and it's a lot about sunlight and how the plant succession works together, and it just happens to be that way because of the way the game is played. That's the whole point of the game. For Ireland, it's Spirit of the Wild, which is a 2-player game, or The Wizard Always Wins, which is our favorite right now. It's our favorite little kid game because our 5-year-old can play and he loves it. So for France, Carcassonne, very popular in the gaming world, and then The Little Prince, which I bought and I love. It's about, you build a planet out of 9 tiles, and you get points for different things that you build. For the Netherlands, a game called Tiny Towns, which my husband just got. I don't love it, but it is cute. It's not my top 10 favorites. And then Dixit, which is an artistic game. If you want your kids to just have better words for art, or just want them to look at art and see art, Dixit is a great game for that. Denmark, a game called Crossing, which is like a fairy game, and Fairy Tale. If you can see where we're going with that, the whole fairy tale stuff about Denmark. For winter, we have 12 Days of Christmas. For Antarctica, we have Penguins. It's just one of those silly kid games. I put Wingspan in here because we are talking about biomes, and it's my favorite game in the universe right now. A little bit expensive, wildly popular because it came out last year, and it's just so pretty. I'll probably put a picture of that up. And so we have Russia's next. I put Kingdom Builder for Russia. It's just a game that has lots. It feels like it covers wide expanse of land, and you're building an empire. So I did that for Russia. King Domino is also in the European thing. Probably our favorite game to play together. Santorini for Eastern Europe and Greece. For Japan, we love my kids love their Pokemon cards, and Machikoro, which is just a good game. Machikoro is great. You can get that one at Target. For India, we have Quirkle, which is a tile placement game. It's kind of like Scrabble, but with shapes. So great for non-readers. And then for South America, we have a game called Amazonas. And I played it once and got really tired, so I can't really give a good review on that game. Again, it's one of those games we bought specifically because we had no South American games. So we bought that, and it is good. It has lots of cool elements on it. It's different than any game we have. You're basically journeying up the Nile. The Nile. You're journeying up the river and trying to collect certain things and trade with villagers and all this. So those are our games for this year. I hope that you kind of got an idea of how we use board games in our homeschool life. We try to only homeschool in the morning, and even then sometimes if we're just not feeling like a worksheet, we'll pull out a game. But a lot of times we do a lot of board games more in the afternoon. So we're done in the morning so that we can play lots of games, but we're always learning, so that's the great part. So I hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, or just check me out on my WordPress. It's the Boys of Black Mountain .wordpress.com. And if you have some games that you really enjoy, I'd love to know about them. Thanks. Bye. Hi. So I hope you enjoyed that. We just got done playing Sushi Go, which I had forgot to mention for Japan. It's just a drafting card game with lots of little cute sushi characters on it. And and the other thing I'm just going to link all of those board games below, and to Board Game Geek. And Board Game Geek is a very comprehensive website, which not only gives you ratings and information, you can also look up board games by topic. But it also has a marketplace on there where you can buy used games, or it will just link to an Amazon. So I'm just going to give those links. So enjoy. Bye. Hi, this is a repeat, but this is the section about general geography board games. Thanks. Bye. All right. So educational games are first. You can kind of see our board games are at the top there. We have some also down here, which we'll get into later. So this is the first category of games. These are the games that are particularly to be educational. And to be honest, I don't really like these types of games. which is why we don't have that many. But if there is an element that I want to teach, like capitals, okay, it's your normal bingo type situation. It's just with capitals, so there's no new element to it. It's just to help the kids remember their capitals. So it's better than flashcards. So we have this one, and we got all these from thrift stores this summer. So I don't know where you would buy it. I hope Amazon. Probably you could. This is just a card game, a geography card game that I think also was given to us free. I did buy this one on Amazon, and I technically actually didn't think it was that great. Wonders of the World. They have a whole series. I'm not saying they're bad. I was like, huh. It's also a card game, but what I intend to do with these is we have headbands, which I'll do later when I do the kid games, and we're just going to put these inside the headbands and try to guess each other's wonder or whatever based on the one we have. All of these, again, are geography learning games. This was also from the thrift store, Passport to Culture. We just played this last week, and it's basically trivia, but there is like... yeah, it's trivia, but it's fun, and you're trying to answer questions, but it's ABC, so it's easier for children because you're just more likely to get it right when there's only 3 options. And they did pretty good with it. Like, I think I won, which was kind of amazing because my husband knows so much more about geography than me. But it was good. And then our other geography game is this one. Again, from a thrift store on assignment. And this one's where you're trying to guess the picture. And it's all about guessing what picture it is, and you get hints. And then if you get enough cards in I'll open this one up. If you get enough cards in your passport, then you win. It comes with a Great World map from the 80s, so like Yugoslavia is still on there, which is kind of funny. But what we're going to do, because it's divided into continents, you can play it. It's meant to play all together. We are literally going to do it continent by continent because... and then so if we get the same answers, it's kind of more like review instead of just trivia. So you get the picture, and then you try to guess what that picture is. And you get hints based on it, and so you keep putting your peg around the board trying to figure it out. So those are our geography learning games. And for educational games, especially these two, are really fun. And like I said, I don't prefer educational games as to other games. But since we're talking about game schooling, I thought I would talk. Of course, you can play Scrabble. I like woodworking, so I made a big Scrabble set, basically like yard Scrabble, just because I love Scrabble. We help each other because we're all going to be in phonics, basically, because I have kids from 9 to 3, so we're going to be learning to read for the next 7 years. So we love Scrabble, but we love making it bigger so the littler kids can play, even if they're just stacking the blocks on top of each other. There's a lot of Upwards is great we didn't bring that one over this time because we already had Scrabble, but they also have like the dice that have the letters on it where you just roll it. We love Speed Scrabble. Speed Scrabble is just a card game with letters on it. Anything with letters. So you can go to an educational store, or there's tons of board games that just have phonics as a part of it. We like the game Quicks as well. It comes with these cards. We laminated them so we don't have to keep using them. But it's multiplying and adding, and they actually, I don't know how this works, but they're better at games that include multiplication, whereas my son Xander, he would never do a multiplication sheet ever. We play this game all the time and he loves it. So, and sometimes I don't understand how he knows how to multiply because we never taught him. Because he's in first grade. So that happens all the time, and that's just the wonder of kids learning on their own. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, Math Flux is a great game. It's a card game. But pretty much any game is going to incorporate math, like almost any game. So those are the educational games, and I will do kid games in a second.